Hey everybody, welcome to episode 14 of the Arizona Birdwatchers. My name is Troy, and with me as always,
My name is Dave. We are here week 15, Troy?
week 15, man.
Week 15. We're already sitting here in the playoffs, man. It's looking good.
It's so exciting, dude. And win one more this week, and we clinch the NFC West, dude. We haven't won the NFC West. I don't think we didn't win it last year. We just got in the wild card.
You know, we made these predictions at the
Yes.
start of the season, but man, we thought we were kind of dreaming on these predictions, and sure enough, they're coming true.
I think, way more than we could have expected, dude. Just with the offense, just the way everything's moving right now, the fact that we're like a top-ranked team where there was points last year we weren't getting the accolades because we were having a great season last year,
Right.
And we weren't. Yeah, the media wasn't giving us credit. This year, there's no stat that we have that they can really attack us on. It's like they have to give us really good rankings because look at how statistically and on the field play we're doing well.
Right, we're a top-ranked team with one of the top-ranked defenses, one of
Yes.
the top-ranked quarterbacks, one of the top-ranked wide receivers, and one of the top-tier running games here in the NFL. I mean, it is just unreal how this Cardinals team has progressed throughout the season.
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude! It's fun. It's so much fun to watch. I think that's something we've said a lot of times this year. Is they're just a joy to watch. That's why they're getting. I mean, because they're a good team, but it's also I think it's a big reason why they're getting Sunday night football games. Look at all their primetime games they played.
Right.
They've been very close.
Yeah.
Thursday night was like a thrill ride.
Oh, yeah, a thrill ride all the way till that Dwight Freeney.
Oh my gosh, cardiac
making the
cards
play.
indeed. Cardiac cards indeed. Sorry about that. Yeah, man. So Carson Palmer broke the single season passing touchdown record on Thursday nights, and he beat Kurt Warner, who was the guy who held it before, who had 30, and so Palmer has 31 now. He beat it, and Kurt Warner set that record in 2008, and as we all know, that's the year the Cardinals went to the Super Bowl, and it just like the stars are aligning, man.
It is, and I think we really need that Super Bowl to get over that hump, and there is that.
Yeah.
There's that total hump there, and
Yes.
Bruce Arians and Fitz were talking about it this week in that article about how home fans are selling their tickets to away opponents.
Yeah, man, it's really frustrating. It's frustrating, but I'm also of a mixed. I feel I'm on both sides of the scale where it's like, it's easy for millionaires to tell us like, hey, don't sell your tickets for the outrageous sum of money you'll get for them. But as a person who's poor, I'm like, if I had season tickets and somebody was willing to give me like twice or three times the value for it, and my other option is, getting drunk with my friends and watching the game.
Yeah.
It's kind of a tough decision.
Well, okay, yeah, it is a tough decision, but at the same time, it's not a tough decision for a Viking season ticket holder. Those tickets all the time are priceless.
Yeah.
So where you go and you get that experience,
Especially like a Thursday night football game, you know what I mean? And it's a primetime game. Like we had won that game, we get into the playoffs.
Yeah, I was out there working out at Westgate, and it was a sea of purple. It was really sad to see.
Yeah, that's what on the Arizona Cardinals fan page on Facebook, the page admin said, like, I can see there's a heartbeat of Vikings fan here, and they're like, they're everywhere.
Yeah, they are everywhere, and I know, it's the winter, and I know they're snowbirds. Their fans pretty much flocked here, so it gives them a great advantage. But I don't want to see that mustard yellow and green come 2 days after Christmas.
Yes,
get that shit out of here.
Get it out of here. Take it back. Take it back to Minnesota. Yeah,
Right.
real fan. You know what though? I bet when they build their new stadium, the Minnesota's new stadium, I bet they'll want to go there. It's supposed to be really sick. It's supposed to be a really cool stadium.
They'll stay.
Yeah.
Keep the snowbirds with them.
And dude, so I was reading earlier today, and recently ESPN they wrote a story, and like the reporters basically they asked players on each team or like coaches on each team, whoever they kind of sort of knew on each team, asking who they thought the most athletic person on their team was.
Okay.
And so I thought it was kind of interesting that the Cardinals, you would think like Patrick Peterson, Honey Badger, Fitz, you know what I mean, like these stud
Right.
humans, you know what I mean? These, and everyone, the decision was Justin Bethel.
Justin Bethel.
Yeah, the Honey Badger, he actually said, he's probably the most athletic guy in our secondary, which in so facto makes him the most athletic guy on the team.
Well, of course, that's what Honey Badger's saying.
That sounds pretty right.
Yep, that sounds right. And what a compliment, even to get that from Honey Badger, who's a competitive, SOB.
I'm sure he can ball, dude.
Absolutely.
That was a funny marker in each thing was when the writers were talking about what makes them the best athlete was they can all play basketball really well. They attribute that was a big thing to keep going back to.
Dunk a basketball.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is funny. That is funny. And so let's move on into our game balls and up downs where we talk about that big Minnesota game and look who it was a huge win, but we have to give somebody these up downs. And Troy, who do the up downs go to this week?
I'm gonna give it again to the offensive line. They allowed 6 QB hits, and it was a defense. The Vikings were a defense, mind you. The Vikings, it's as if we'd all forgotten that the Vikings, were 8-4, that they were still a contending team. They weren't out by any means, but at the same time, they allowed the Vikings to get a lot of pressure with a bunch of people that you don't usually hear about. Right.
And it was weird. I mean, a lot of non-names were making plays on the Vikings D.
Yes.
And our O-line has been. I don't want to.
They're
our weakest link.
They're our weakest link on a really good team.
Yes, very true.
And I would say it's maybe a weakest link between them and our kickers.
Yeah.
I think I could put kickers lower than the offensive line because we still get things done. A lot of that credit goes to Carson and how nimble he's been.
Yeah, absolutely. Carson's been dancing. We've talked about Carson's dance moves this season.
Dude. He's been
all throughout the season, and I wish he just had a couple more seconds to shuffle in that pocket.
Yeah, or not shuffle.
Or not needing to shuffle.
Yeah, just be bouncing on his toes looking like Tom Brady back
there.
Right. And Carson was a great sign by Steve Keim. And I think that's, at this point in the season, I think it's about time that we give a game ball to Keim. The general manager, dude. He is just, everything he's done since he's taken over this team, I think he gets just as much credit as Bruce Arians should. They've done the same things for this team on all sides of an organization.
Right, and he's just setting this team up for success. I mean, here are the players he's drafted and he has personally affected on this team. Rodney Gunter, David Johnson, Josh Morrow, and Marcus Golden.
Yeah.
All coming up with big plays this game.
Yeah, dude, and it's just – and of course, Dwight Freeney, he had that beautiful game-winning sack.
Yep.
Sack strip there.
Forced fumble, yep.
Forced fumble, dude. And, it's just that's one of, they call it Keim special. 1 year deal to an older player who's just looking to prove that he's still got gas in the tank. And I think being on our team helps a lot, too. We're a great team. We got a great story, throughout this NFL and stuff like that. And it's just – I don't know, man. Everything Keim touches turns to gold, it seems like.
Right, absolutely. And hats off to him because he didn't have this general managing experience before coming to the Birds.
No, he was a scout.
He was a scout
for the NFL for a long time, for the Cardinals for a long time. And, once Mike took over the team, I think, he really started making big changes. And Keim was the one, when they finally got rid of Wisenhunt. They got rid of Rod Graves, and I think that was huge for us.
Yeah, I totally agree. And this game was huge for us.
Yes,
I mean,
man.
Carson Palmer had another great game. He was 22 for 31. He had 310 yards with 2 touchdowns, and he had a 117.6 QB rating. I mean, that's off the charts.
That's off the charts, dude. I mean, this season he's ranked second in QBR. He's averaging 107.2 on the season.
Oh my gosh!
The only people ahead of him the only person ahead of him actually is Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson is the only person. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing over Brady.
Brady's right below Carson. You know what I mean? So just to be in that category of quarterbacks is, I don't know. I love it. We haven't had that in a long time.
Right, and then big games coming from our wide receiver core.
Yes.
Michael Floyd had 102 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
I mean, beautiful. John Brown, 78 yards with that touchdown and it was beautiful.
Yeah,
65 yards.
We haven't seen John Brown hit a long one in a long time like that.
And he was just running, man.
He was running, man.
I mean, you see that smoke.
That's what I love about the depth on the offense, dude. It's like just stars everywhere. It's like John Brown, who on another team would be the man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on our team,
Yep.
he is the man on our team as well, but you know, we have other options that can play in that role if needed.
We got a group of men.
Yeah.
And Michael Floyd, John Brown, Larry Fitz.
Britton Golden, J. Ron Brown.
Yeah, Fells.
Fells, dude, everyone, yeah.
Everyone.
I would say the only concern that I had during this game was probably our third down conversions, which were 6 for 13, which, you know, so we were less than 50%, and Bruce Arians said you never want to go below 50%.
True.
In that world, which is very true. You know, you got to get those third down conversions. It keeps drives alive.
True, and against you know, kind of battered defense.
Yeah.
You know, we have to pick up our game there, and I assume we will this week.
Yes. And you know, on our defensive side of the game, dude, they had another monster game. Honey Badger killed it. He led the teams in tackles again this time with 11, dude. 11
tackles for the Honey, man.
For a nickel. You know, a nickel free safety.
Yeah, and then the defense, they forced 3 fumbles this game. They kept the best running back in the NFL, Adrian Peterson, to only 69 yards. He looked dangerous at the start.
Yeah.
I kind of realized why he's, you know, on everybody's fantasy team.
Yeah.
But then 69 yards, not bad at all.
Not bad. No. Yeah, he was averaging 98.5 yards a game coming into this thing. Yeah. So we held him down, which makes him really happy. I always love when guys having good statistical years can come in and get a big curve thrown on their stat average for the year.
Love it.
The defense forced 3 fumbles, and they had a chance. I think the defense loves this. You know, they had the chance to close out the game, and on that last drive was terrifying by the Vikings. You know, they were moving the ball pretty well.
Oh my God, it looked like it was overtime.
It was, dude, definitely, and they got right into field goal range, and you know, most people thought they were going to run the ball, maybe, you know, run the clock down, but they decided to pass. Which, you know, hands off to them, dude, going for the win, you know.
Right.
Trust in Bridgewater. And, of course, Dwight Freeney, dude. He blew that stadium up when he got that strip sack for the win.
Oh, my God. It was glorious.
Yes.
And then who picked it up? Calais did?
Yeah, I think
I'm pretty sure Calais grabbed it, lifted it up over just the roars of applause and silence among those almost majority Vikings fans, which we have to curb. But it was just fantastic.
Yeah, man. I mean, the defense they've been solid all year, and I think, you know, at the beginning of the season, our secondary was definitely the strength, and I think they still are the strength of this team, you know. But our front seven, dude, they've been putting together some really nice games, stopping the run the past few weeks, and I think that combined with it seems just like our team is getting better and better, you know what I mean? And we're winning games, and it's gotten to the point where we're probably not going to blow out opponents anymore for the rest of the season. You know, I don't know if Philly's going to be a blowout. I don't think it will be a blowout. I think it'll be a good game. But at the same time, we're winning. All that matters is winning. You get in December form, dude. December is when you make your playoff form, and I think the Cardinals are doing it really good.
Right, absolutely, and it's making us one of the more complete teams in the NFL, you know, and that's attributed to Bruce, man. He has been such a monster, winning the Coach of the Year the last 2 out of the last 3 years. Who does that? Our coach does.
One time as an interim head coach.
Yeah, one time as an interim head coach. I mean, that is amazing. And so we're going to do a little different Arianism this week because he had a little special on the NFL Network.
Yes.
It was called Bruce Arians, A Football Life. Which aired this week, and I mean, I know, I loved it, Troy.
Yes,
I mean,
it was so beautiful, dude. Like, I could say with almost a little shame that it brought tears to my eyes multiple times. Like, I was the equivalent of, you know, a girl watching The Notebook. Like, I cried that much.
Yep.
So many little heartstrings got pulled, dude.
Keep the light on.
Yes.
For Chuck Pagano. Or Pagano.
Yeah.
And it was just special, man.
And I mean, we did manage to get so we took our quote for the Arians in this week from that segment, and,
which there were probably 1,000.
There's the quote is go watch the thing.
Yeah, seriously.
No, but the one that I really like that he said, which I think just embodies Bruce Arians as the coach for this team, is I don't have to please anybody. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want from here on out.
and that's in regards to him as soon as he gets his first head coaching position.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to appeal to anybody. They say how terrible he is at playing politics.
Yeah, yeah.
And how he can't play politics.
I think that's what everything we love about him, dude. I don't think anyone else could have done what he did the way he did it.
Oh,
and and the swag master, man.
He is
the official swag master.
He is truly the coolest dude of all football.
Yes, hands down.
And and I couldn't be any happier that he's here in the desert coaching our Cardinals.
Dude, and there was one little other fun fact that I really love from the thing, is that he holds Virginia Tech's single season rushing touchdowns for a quarterback. You know what other little quarterback went to Virginia Tech?
Little Mike Vick.
A little Michael Vick.
And his brother Vick.
Yeah.
So 2 Vicks went through Virginia Tech, and they couldn't get 11 touchdowns in a season like white boy Bruce Arians.
Oh, man.
That's pretty
I was just talking about Marcus Vick the other day, dude.
Why?
I just feel like
about prison?
Yeah, he was like he was talking about getting drafted first or second round. You know, people wanted the second coming of Vick and just squandered it away.
Yep.
NFL players.
Yep. The NFL.
Speaking of NFL players, this week our Under the Nest player, you know, he's not as low profile, I think, as a lot of the guys we do. You know, everybody kind of knows him. He was drafted in the 4th round. We're going to talk about our defensive tackle, Rodney Gunter.
Rodney Gunter, that is right. I mean, this dude is 6'5". He's 300 pounds, and the dude is like a miniature Godzilla out there, man. 1, go.
Yeah, dude, he was drafted from Delaware State, and I thought it was so crazy in the beginning of the season when they were telling everybody's draft stories. You know, they talked about going out to scout Rodney Gunter, and you know he was living back in his little small hometown where he went to high school at, and they had to take some dirt roads to find the place where he was practicing to go and scout him. The scout was talking about how he got lost like 5 or 6 times. They had to like call a bunch of people to find his way out to go see this kid.
What the hell, man?
Yeah,
I mean, how do these scouts find these guys?
Oh man, I you know, the Cardinals, man, Steve Keim, he's got all his ins and outs. He knows all the little tricks.
Yeah, I guess the person you want as a general manager is just a really good scout.
Yeah,
that's probably a good strategy. Then.
Yeah, and you know, like. In high school, he didn't even play football until his senior year, and he still got drafted from some schools because he's a good dude. You know what I mean? He was like working, he was busting dishes so he could work to help pay for the bills and stuff in his house. So he didn't even play till his senior year. Still got drafted. And so far, this season he's got 11 tackles and a sack. And he's just been coming in and playing really great depth at that nose tackle spot.
Yeah, a spot that we need depth in.
Yeah.
It's just down in the trenches, a lot of energy, a lot of, people getting exhausted and injured at that position. And so it's great to have
spots in football, dude. It's like offensive line. Nobody gives those guys credit.
Right.
But those are like the nastiest spots to play in the NFL.
Absolutely. They absolutely are, and Rodney Gunter's doing a great job.
Yep.
And his team's pretty proud of him.
Yeah, well, I know I am, dude. I'm excited to see our rookies come out and play. And, so the team has been out, and once again we're going to dive into our bird chirps.
Yeah.
Talk about what we've seen the Cardinals on social media. This week we're going to start with Tony Jefferson. And, he tweeted a picture of Dan Buchanan, and he's like, he's a monster. Swear. I took the R off, swear.
Okay. I swear.
But, yeah, swear. And I don't know. It's just cool. Tony Jefferson just seems like such a good teammate, dude.
Yeah, he's like our favorite social media Cardinal.
Hilarious. He does all this cool stuff, and he's always looking out for his guys like that.
Yeah, and then Larry.
Yes.
Although those guys had an extended weekend, Larry tweeted a photo of him on the Instagram. Hold on. Larry tweeted a picture of all the wide receiver corps on their way to the UFC fight this weekend in Vegas.
Yep.
However, it was in a little private plane.
Yeah, it was
they were going nice.
Dude, they looked They looked flawless and fly.
Yes.
And in the private jet, some of those guys were like, man, I ain't be living like this.
Right.
Like the Britton Goldens and stuff. It's like
right, exactly.
Oh, man.
And it was great. And then the Cardinals this week.
Yeah. Dude, it was hilarious. It was just cool to see them get to bond and stuff like that, go out and do things like that. And, The other thing where you see a lot of this stuff where I find a lot of stuff, is at the Cardinals have a Snapchat. And so if you don't already follow them, you want to go ahead and get on that. It's at Snap AZ Cardinals. You want to check it out. And they just do a lot of cool stuff. Like this week they've been doing their Christmas charity, which is basically, they call it Shop with the Cardinal. And I guess kids sign up for the charity, and then people get selected, and the Cardinals take them on a shopping spree and help them pick out all their Christmas presents.
Wow, how cool. Yeah, definitely if you're on Snapchat, go give them a follow.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it. Snap AZ Cardinals is their name.
Yep.
So just make sure to follow it, and especially follow it before this weekend, because they'll be on the field if you want that field pass.
Yeah,
on
it is like
social
a mini
media.
field pass, dude.
It
yeah.
is, right?
And we'll see them out there this week freezing their butts off in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. And, Troy, I'm actually going to be in Vegas this weekend betting on this game.
Yeah?
So we kind of have to talk about that in terms of odds. And I know and their spreads and things like that. So what do you think? Let's go through how is Philly's offense?
Yeah, dude. Well, Philadelphia, it's in the NFC East, so there's nothing for sure in the NFC East except
Right.
Odell Beckham will go off. That's the only for sure thing in all of the NFC East. But the Eagles have been kind of hot for the past 3 weeks. They beat New England, which was huge, which nobody saw coming out of nowhere. Mind you, it was the injury-riddled New England, but they still, they beat New England, and then they came back last week and they beat the Bills. And overall, they're 6-7. Overall they're 6-7, and they're led by Sam Bradford, who's ranked 24th amongst QBs this year. He averages about 242 yards a game. He's thrown 14 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. So not crazy numbers, but he has an affinity for the deep ball.
Right, and they just beat the Patriots. I mean,
Yeah.
understanding they're injury riddled, but
Yeah,
they are the Patriots.
they're still the Patriots, exactly.
Yeah.
And I would say their strength probably is more in their running game. Last season they picked up DeMarco Murray, who led the league in the NFL last year. But he hasn't really panned out for the Eagles very well. They're even talking about cutting him already. Not the Eagles themselves, but NFL media.
Wow.
But then they're backed up by Ryan Matthews and Darren Sproles. And, Ryan Matthews has been pretty solid. Dude.
Yeah, and so is Darren Sproles.
And Darren Sproles, is the most shady guy, crafty guy in the NFL.
Right. I mean, good running backs to have. I mean, they do have a good running back core, and so our defensive line is really going to have to step up.
And, they got that running attack. It's 13th ranked, and they average about 115 yards a game. And, the thing about this team that makes them scary right now is they're fighting for a playoff spot. So we're going out. It's going to be cold in Philadelphia.
Yep.
And who is a team that's been hot. And so this is going to be a tougher game. This is not an easy win game by any means.
Yeah, and it got flexed to Sunday night again.
Yes,
Cardinals are in prime time. The only person that's mad about it is me because I'm betting on it, and I have to stay in Vegas all the way till Sunday night. Till about 10 o'clock at night. So whatever. Is what it is. I'll do it for my birds.
Vegas. That sucks.
Do it for my birds.
So their defense.
Yep.
Yeah, they're ranked 23rd in passing yards a game. So,
cool.
Which is, I can imagine, be frustrating to Eagles fan because they put a lot of money into their secondary, and it's just not panning out. It's not doing. It was really good last season, and this season just hasn't been the same. Run defense, the same kind of thing. They have a defense they're ranked 27th in the NFL, and they allow 126.8 yards a game.
Yeah, they seem to have been playing better in these last 2 wins.
Yeah.
So, they're setting them up to have a real chance in the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all those teams are like 6-7 right now. I mean, it could go anybody's way. It's really kind of a goofball division. But is what it is. The battle of the idiots, I guess.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals are winning. I mean, and
if they do win, they'll shut down. They'll kind of shut down the Eagles' chances at winning that title, and they will clinch the NFC West championship if they win. Yeah,
and boy, do we want that.
Yeah.
Don't we want it early?
Yeah, definitely. Even if they don't win, even the Cardinals lose. I don't think they will, but even if they did, and the Seahawks lose, we still clinch the NFC West.
Yeah, we still clinch. So
that's pretty sick.
So, Seahawks have to win every game, and we have to lose every game for them
to win the NFC. Yeah. We're in the playoffs no matter what.
In the playoffs no matter what.
But to win the NFC West, the Seahawks would have to win out.
Yeah, win out, and we'd have to lose out.
Yep.
So it's just Okay, have fun with that.
So the weather's forecasted to be in the high 30s for the game time, partly cloudy. So I honestly, this cold front is kind of nice that we've had. Maybe the Cardinals got a little cold weather because it's been cold.
Yes, it has been cold this week.
Dude,
Maybe
I had to
it came in the right
shave
time for
ice
practice.
off my car.
Right.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, no, there's almost morning dew snow on the ground.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I saw that on the snap they had on the Snapchat of the Cardinals. They showed pictures of the practice field, and it was frost all over the field.
Yeah, frost all over the field. So maybe it came just in time for the Cardinals to prepare.
That's how serious we train. We can control the elements.
Yes, I love it.
So this game is going to be at Lincoln Financial Field. It's going to be Sunday Night Football, so that game starts 6:30 Arizona time. Dave, what are you thinking for a score?
Okay, I'm thinking the Cardinals put on 28 points, and I'm thinking the Eagles. I went with the spread, so I'm thinking 14 for the Eagles.
14.
Yep.
I don't like to piggyback on your numbers at all.
Yeah.
But I will also say 28. I'm going to say 28-24. I don't want to ruin your spread.
Don't ruin my spread.
But 28-24.
Yep. I think we'll be good.
That's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. And, the lights shine, and we shine with them, dude.
We absolutely do.
Yes.
Undefeated on Sunday Night Football.
So thank you guys once again for listening. Remember to follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube, Troboats. And, hey, when you're listening or you have questions for us, once again, use that hashtag AZBirdwatchers.
AZ Birdwatchers. We get to it. We listen to it.
Yes.
And we'll talk to you about it. So throw on that AZ Birdwatchers hashtag. Watch subscribe to Troboat.
Yes.
And then follow us on Twitter. My name is David Fitz4.
And I am TD-Row1. You can find us there. Thank you guys for listening to the best biased bird watching podcast around. Have a good day.